Hi you guys, Molly from Molly's Artistry. Just give me one sec. I decided to do something different today, not necessarily the technique, but take my ring off. What I decided to do today was change up my pouring medium. So I took out the floetrol, I took out the glue. I am just using Creative Inspirations Gloss Polymer. Can't see if that's focusing or not. I am using Liquitex pouring medium. And I'm using GAC 800. Golden Artist colors. I wanted to try something without the floetrol, without the glue, without all of that stuff in it. So, and today I made my paints really thin, so I put a lot of water in them. So they are like super runny thin. So I just wanted to see what effect I would get. This is probably should have practiced on a smaller canvas because this is in gallery wrapped canvas. I have painted my sides because I don't want to have to tilt too much, but the plan is to have a lot of negative space and to do some ring pours close to the edges so that they'll kind of run off the edges and there'll just be a lot of negative space in the middle. So maybe one on an end, one on an end, and then 3 like sporadically placed throughout somewhere in here. So that's the plan, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So again, I've done my ring pour. There's no silicone in any of these. There's no glue, there's no floetrol. So I've done the ring pour where I pour down the sides so that they create those, and we'll just see what happens. I've done the same color combination in each of these, so my rings will be the same. I probably could have done a little bit different color combinations and that would have been interesting, but I thought about that after I had already poured it out. Get my last drip out of there. Okay. So we'll see if the lime green is going to come through on that. Actually, I can pour this different way and get the colors to come out a little bit different. So the colors are pouring out really fast because I thinned my medium down a lot. One more drip, okay. There's something in there. Let me get a toothpick to get that out. So a couple of my paintings had cracked because I brought them inside and I redid them, and I am pleased to say, the heck was that? Pleased to say that these are drying well, the ones that I did. Okay, so I think maybe right here closer to the center. So my colors I'm using are Dioxazine Violet, Cerulean Blue, Lime Green, and Payne's Gray. And for my background color, I am using, the circles look really cool, you guys. For my background color, I'm using, do I want to do it over here or do I want to do it right here? I'm going to do it right here. I'm using a black, gosh guys, I can't talk and pour at the same time, huh? I'm using a black with Payne's Gray added into it for a little bit of depth. So I have some cell formation happening, even though I have no floetrol in there, and that just came from the layering of the paints. So I'm actually glad the purple came out. I'm glad I layered them this way because the purple, dark purple, will have a nice contrast with the Payne's gray that I'm pouring on there and the black. Okay, so again, for this part, pretty thin. So we'll see how this works. Hope I made enough of this color. We'll see. That's why I painted my edges, but you know, I always want to try to have enough of the color to get through there. I might make a little bit more up real quick, you guys, just bear with me. So you can see what I do here. So there's my Payne's gray. I forgot to mention, for the black, it's Artistry black. I have some really cool effects. They're not really necessarily cells, but whoop, put a lot of black in that one, guys. Can't talk and do this at the same time. So there's my creative inspirations going in. I'm just eyeballing this one, little dab. A little bit of, so Jerry's Artarama had a sale today, 30% off. So I got my GAC 800, the 32 ounce bottle for 20 bucks. And I got some high gloss varnish for 20 bucks. Feeling pretty good about all that. Okay, and if my colors are a little bit different because I didn't actually measure out what I was supposed to, what I did the first time, I actually don't mind because they'll just blend together, mix together. Now I gotta thin this out. Hope I have enough water in here. Oh my God. You guys, I just poured all that water in there. I did not mean to do that. Okay, well, we'll see how this mixture turns out. It's thickening up a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, that's pretty good. So I've got this back to this consistency. I may not use all of it, but we'll see. Because these colors will spread out some. Make sure I don't get in my rings. Okay, here we go. Time to tilt. We'll see how this turns out. Let me clean up my workstation. I don't want to get stuff everywhere. I use these little brushes to do my outer edges. They're just kind of like a rough brush. Okay guys, here we go. Gosh, this is large. Okay, it's got a bar under the bottom, so I'm gonna start tilting this way with the bar. I always get it all over my arms when I do that though. It's actually kind of difficult to try to watch all these rings at one time. And I do kind of want some of them to go off the edge, so. You guys, it's really hard to watch all these together. Until that one gets okay, so this one right here in the middle got a little bit wonky. Let me wipe my arm off. They definitely don't hold their shape the same with the paint being so thin. Just gonna help that along that canvas right there. But I don't know, this one's kind of cool. I didn't want them to necessarily be circles. I just kind of wanted to see what they would do. So I'm gonna keep tilting. I'm gonna get this little, pick this little, whatever this is, out right here. that was. Everything else, it looks so glassy, the surface. Okay, so I'm just gonna tilt down this way. Help that paint down there a little bit. But I don't want it to come all the way off the sides, so. Gosh, that looks really cool. I'm gonna paint back up there some. Back up there. And then around to this corner down here. Okay, now bring it back. Off that corner, over to the side, put my back. Stretching these out kind of cool. Okay, I don't want to mess up the paints. Okay, I'm kind of digging this little droopy one right here. I'm glad that that one didn't stay like a circle. Okay, I will see what happens and then show you guys. So I've got some really cool cell effects that are happening over here that are actual cells. They have little colors that are coming up, and I have got a lot of interaction going on over here. So I will leave it alone. And I'm not gonna super worry about my sides because I had already painted those. So they are covered even if they're not covered. And I will come back and show you guys what the overall effect will be at the end. But for now, let me take the camera down and I'll show you. So that's what that's looking like. And let me see if you guys can see this little bit that's up there. Can you guys see those cells forming right up there? So that's the overall effect. I really like it. I like the colors. And I will let you guys know how it turns out. Thanks, guys.